The original Sonic the Hedgehog sucks. It's terrible. You know why? I'll tell you why. How are you gonna make a game about going fast, but you're punished at every corner for going fast? I know that's a really simplified way of looking at the original Sonic games, but I just take issue with so much of what's going on in those games. For a little backstory on my experience with Sonic, I didn't actually start on the 2D Sonic games, which is a reason for why I think people like them, which I'll get into in a bit. I started with 3D Sonic games. I think my first Sonic game was probably Sonic Adventure 2, which is probably why I love that game so much. I'm aware it's not a great game, except for the Chow Garden. That part is genuinely fantastic and should spin off into its own game. I don't know how no indie developer has made just a Chow Garden ripoff yet. If they have, tell me. I want to know, and I'm going to play it till my heart will never be content. Because I need all the chow. So yeah, I'm more of a 3D Sonic guy. And also, Sonic games in general just kind of suck. But there are some fun ones, and most of them, in my eyes, are the 3D ones. Like Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, which has 2D parts, but those are my least favorite, honestly. And I also just don't like platformers in general. But all of that being said, so you have a little bit of an understanding of where I'm coming from with not liking the original 2D Sonics, I just don't think they're designed very well as a game where the point is that you're playing as the fastest hedgehog alive, which I guess you could argue hedgehogs aren't that fast to begin with, so a really fast one wouldn't even be that fast. I'm pretty sure Mario is faster than Sonic. There's some kind of game theory about that. The point being that basically what I said earlier was my thesis. How are you going to make a game about going fast that punishes you at every corner for going fast? It's just, there are so many things, like the bumpers that are at the end of a level, not the end of a level, but like the end of a string that just hits you, and there's literally no way, because of how the camera works and because of how the game works, that you could know that that's there. You just have to learn that to jump over it. It just doesn't feel good. Like, when I'm going fast in a game, if I see something, I want to be able to react to it. I don't want to be hit by it and then restart the level and react to it just because I've already gotten hit by it. You know what I mean? I would much rather be able to react to it on the spot, because that makes you feel good. And that's, I feel like, what they've nailed with the 3D Sonics, with their slowdown mechanics and the burst speed, and just being able to do certain, like a good example in a 3D Sonic is when you're like not crouching, but like sliding under something, there's a tiny bit of slowdown before you can do that, and you can see it in front of you, so you know it's coming. It's almost like a Rhythm Heaven, or not a Rhythm Heaven, but like a Bit Trip runner game, or just any runner game really, that's you're constantly going and you can see things ahead of you. It's just in the original Sonics you can't really see what the hell's going on in front of you. You just have to memorize those layouts, and because of that, I really don't like it. There are reasons that I think people do really love these games, and I'm not saying that they're terrible games. I really don't like them, and I don't think they're as good as everyone says. And nostalgia, I think, is a huge reason for people loving the original Sonics. And because a big thing when people say modern Sonic games are terrible, or just all Sonic games are terrible, everyone's always like, well, there's a handful that are good, and of course all of the 2D Sonic games are good. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're just as bad as the 3D ones. Sonic games have never been that great. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the reason that people enjoy the original Sonics is just nostalgia. If you can provide like a good argument for why a game about going fast punishes you for going fast, why that's a good thing, tell me. I know a lot of people refute this by saying that Sonic is not a game about going fast, which I'm just very confused at that statement. People are like, no, the original Sonics are platformers. They're just traditional platformers. But they're really not. Why would they let you go that fast if they're just traditional platformers? If you want to make a traditional platformer, make a traditional platformer. Don't throw in the gimmick of going fast. There's also the water levels that just don't even let you go fast. They just stop you from going fast completely, and then it turns into a platforming section. And honestly, those are bearable because you can see what you're doing. But even the controls aren't tight enough to make the platforming super good. There's just a whole bunch of stuff wrong with the original Sonics that I feel like people are ignoring because of their nostalgia. So yeah, that's my gripes with the original Sonic games, and most 2D Sonic games in general. I'm just not a big fan of platformers, and tie that in with all the issues that I have with the original Sonic games, and they're just They're just not a recipe for fun for me. Anyway, thanks for watching this special Sonic edition of No Break November. There's a video next to me, click on it and watch it. I will see you tomorrow, probably dressed less as Sonic. Bye bye.